Alright, listen up, let's get something straight. You didn't come here for fluff. You came here for the truth, the kind the sportsbooks hope you're too blind to see. The Toronto Maple Leafs roll into Madison Square Garden after a war with the Avalanche, a game that pushed them, tested them, made them bleed, and now, the market's throwing them in the gutter like a washed-up prizefighter. The books want you chasing the Rangers. They want you to see, rested, and home ice, and bet blind. But you and me, we don't bet blind, we see the whole board. And right now, that board is screaming one thing: value. See, teams don't just survive the avalanche, they evolve. The Leafs went toe-to-toe with a powerhouse, and now they're battle-hardened. You think that doesn't matter? Think again. Fact, teams on back-to-backs aren't always weaker, they're sharper. No practice, no overthinking. Just instincts and execution. And when you got an offense as lethal as Toronto's, 215 goals, 10th in the league, you don't just fade that because the calendar says second night. And let's talk power plays. Rangers, 18.54%, below average. Maple Leafs, 25.27%, lethal. You give Toronto an opening. They cash in. Now, the public, they love Igor Shesterkin, best goaltender in the league, they say. Lockdown defense, they say. You know what I say? I say 206 goals allowed says otherwise. That's more than Toronto's given up. And you're telling me I get the better offense. At nearly even money, that's not a bet, that's a heist. But let's say you're still hesitant. Let's say you're sitting there, sipping your overpriced New York cocktail, thinking, yeah, but back-to-backs, natas. Alright, tell me something. You ever see a dog in a fight? I don't mean some pampered little poodle prancing around Central Park. I mean a real dog, one that's been through it, one that's tasted blood, one that's taken a hit and still comes forward. That's Toronto tonight. And today's AI pick is Toronto Maple Leafs, moneyline, -104. You hear that? That's the sound of the books scrambling, wondering if they messed up. They know what we know now. This ain't just a game, it's a statement. You take the Leafs, you take the value, and you take your ticket straight to the cashier. Next game, let's roll.
You ever see a storm coming? Not the soft kind? The kind that knocks over trees, rattles windows, flips entire narratives upside down? That's what we got tonight. The New York Islanders host the Montreal Canadiens, and the books are setting up a little trap. One they expect you to walk right into. Eyes shut, wallet open. They got Montreal at 130 and the Isles as home dogs at +110. Cute. That's a mistake. Let's start with the Mirage. Montreal just put up 6 goals on Ottawa, and suddenly they're the big bad Canadiens again. Only problem? That's not reality. The reality is they rank 18th in goals scored. The reality is they bleed goals at an alarming rate, 217 allowed, with a save percentage barely hanging on at 888. And who's between the pipes? Sam Montembeault. He's got a career save percentage of 899. A 432 goals against average, and let's be honest, he ain't striking fear into anyone. Now let's talk about the Islanders. The team the books want you to ignore, the team coming off a 4-2 win over Pittsburgh, out-shooting them, outworking them, and most importantly, looking sharp. See, while Montreal's been living off power plays and favorable matchups, the Isles have built their game on discipline. At even strength, they've scored 162 goals and allowed just 155. They don't need gimmicks, they grind you down, shift by shift, until you break. And in net, Ilya Sorokin. Yeah. The guy with a 916 save percentage and 159 quality starts. The guy who eats high-danger shots for breakfast and still asks for seconds. The books made a mistake. Montreal's defense? Soft. Islanders at home, as a dog, with the better goaltender and a system designed to frustrate high-event teams? That's not a bet. That's a gift. And today's AI pick is New York Islanders, moneyline, +110. No fluff, no second guessing. You take the dog, you cash the ticket, you move on. Next game, let's roll.
I hate sloppy narratives. Hate 'em. Lazy convenient, built on nothing but air. And tonight, we've got a classic Blues at home. Better team must be the right side. Wrong. I see Vancouver sitting at 115, and the market's got them priced like an afterthought. But we don't do blind trust, do we? No, we analyze, we dissect, we rip past the surface. So let's cut this open. The Canucks just dismantled Winnipeg 6-2, and I hear it now, yeah, but Winnipeg ain't sent Louis. All right, fair, but let me ask you something. How many goals do the Blues have this season? 202. You know who else has 202? Vancouver. Same offensive output. Identical. But only one of these teams is a home favorite. So tell me, what are we really paying for? Maybe it's goaltending, yeah. Jordan Binnington, legend. You know what I see. A 3.24 goals against average and a 0.906 save percentage. Mediocre. But the market props him up like he's still the 2019 Cup hero. That guy. Long gone. Meanwhile, Vancouver's rolling out Kevin Lankinen, a netminder with a 0.905 save percentage and a career quality start rate of 53.1%. He's not flashy, but effective at just like this bet. Now, let's talk special teams. Vancouver's power play. 22.75%. St. Louis. 21.52%. Vancouver's penalty kill. 82%. St. Louis. 72.39%. Read that last one again. A bottom 10 penalty kill versus a top-tier power play. The Blues give up a bad penalty. Vancouver's cashing in. So tell me, here are we getting 115 on a team that matches St. Louis in goals, has a better power play, a better penalty kill, and a comparable goaltender. Because the books think you're too busy staring at the home favorite tag to notice. Well, we noticed. And today's AI pick is Vancouver Canucks. Moneyline, 115. Smart money knows value when it sees it. Hope the books like burning theirs. Game 4, let's move.
There's a rhythm to this game. A beat. A pulse. And right now? Winnipeg is the drummer, and they're about to pound out a sound Edmonton doesn't want to hear. The Jets roll into Rogers Place, fresh off a 6-2 beating at the hands of Vancouver. That's the headline, right? That's what the public sees. A loss. A letdown. A reason to fade. But let me tell you what I see. I see a team that's second in the entire NHL in goals scored. 238 on the season. I see a power play operating at a mind-bending 30.65%, first in the league. And I see Connor Hellebuyck, a man who has a .917 save percentage, 329 quality starts. And the kind of post-loss redemption arc that should terrify anyone wearing orange and blue. Now let's talk Edmonton. Yeah. They just blew out a team 7-1, but let's not pretend that was a war. That was a tune-up game. A scrimmage. And tonight? They're up against the best offensive unit they've seen in weeks. Edmonton's got Stuart Skinner in net. Decent goaltender? Sure. But let's cut the numbers open, see what bleeds out. A .906 save percentage. 3.71 goals allowed per game. That's average at best. You put Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in front of him and call it a day, but when that Winnipeg attack starts rolling in waves. Is Skinner really holding the line? You want to talk metrics? Winnipeg shoots at 12.2%. Edmonton? 10.13%. Winnipeg's defense is stronger. They've given up just 161 goals all season. Edmonton. 194. The Oilers' penalty kill is a weak 76.97%. You give the Jets power play chances? They don't just take advantage, they punish. And yet? We're getting the Jets at plus money. Plus 105 for the better offense, the better goaltender, the most dangerous power play in the NHL. They're begging you to take Edmonton. They're begging you to believe in the narrative. But we don't believe. We know. And today's AI pick is Winnipeg Jets, moneyline. Plus 105, bet the better team, cash the better ticket, let the books regret the mistake. Game 5, let's go.
Ever heard of a dead man walking? That's the Boston Bruins tonight. But just because they're losing, doesn't mean they're going down quiet. The Bruins roll into Vegas dragging a 3-game losing streak, a broken power play, and a defense that's leaking goals like a busted fire hydrant. They've given up 27 goals in their last 10 games, and they're looking like a team that's more interested in playing golf than playoff hockey. And across the ice, the Vegas Golden Knights. A team that doesn't play with its food. They don't squeak out wins. They run teams over. So tell me is the total sitting at 5.5. Because the books are living in the past. They see Boston and think defense. They see Vegas and think control. But here's what they're missing. Vegas is averaging 3.3 goals per game. That's 6th best in the league. Boston is allowing 3.19 goals per game. That's 23rd. Boston's last 10 games. They're giving up nearly 3 a night. And you know what happens when a team like Boston starts losing. They press. They get desperate. They take chances they wouldn't normally take. And that means turnovers, odd man rushes, and pucks flying past goaltenders. Let's not forget Vegas power play is 2nd best in the league at 28.85%. The Bruins. Their penalty kill is 21st. You put Vegas on the power play. You put money in the net. And then there's the X factor, the empty net goal. If this game is sitting at 3 late in the third, Boston is pulling the goalie with 2 minutes left. That's 2 whole minutes of Vegas shooting at an empty cage. A game that should have ended under? Suddenly it's an over. So let's be clear, Vegas is going to score. Boston's defense is too soft to stop them. And Boston, they might not win, but they'll throw everything they have to try. And today's AI pick is over 5.5 goals. Final AI Sports Predictor recap 5 picks. No regrets. Toronto Maple Leafs 104. The value is there. The win will be 2. New York Islanders 110. We took the sharp side. The books did it. Vancouver Canucks 115. A better team at plus money. That's called stealing. Winnipeg Jets 105. Top tier offense. Weak opponent. Simple math. Golden Knights Bruins over 5.5. Boston's defense is broken. Vegas punishes it. Now, here's what comes next. You could hit that like button. You could subscribe. But don't do it for us. Do it because this is the only sports channel that sees through the noise. Do it because you're not betting blind anymore. And do it because we'll be right here in the next video, breaking it down all over again. See you then.